Normally, I don't do anything competitive in Diablo 3, but this time there was a challenge rift, and the first time, I think the first once or twice times that I tried this, it was a failure. So then the next time I tried, I placed rank 15, and it turned out that this has already been out for like the better part of a day. So I figured, if it was that easy for me to do rank 15, maybe I can try for rank 1. So for the next, I don't know, hour or two, I kept trying this again and again, and eventually I did place rank 4. If I can shave 30 seconds off my time, I can get to rank 1, and I think I have an idea somewhat of how to do that, but I'm probably going to give up now because I'm not sure that I want to be spending a lot of time on this, and I'm not really that good of a player anyway, so I would probably have to take an inordinate amount of time in order to hit rank 1, if at all. But either way, I think I'm going to narrate what's going on here. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm popping the horse, and I'm going to pop the potion. Basically, the idea is to stack as many of these potion effects as possible. And as it turns out, in this rift, they're random. So I thought they would always be the same order, but they're not. So because of that, in order to get the best time on this rift, basically you have to get lucky. It's RNG with the potion. So that's pretty fucked up right there. So this time I got the power pylon, which is a really good one to start with. It can speed things up a bit, I think at first. At least that's let's take a look. I forgot exactly what happened here. Okay, so first thing to do, just kill all those guys in front because it's just a large amount of stuff to kill in a few hits. Then I go for the channeling pylon, and then immediately make a beeline to the first elite on the bottom left. Then I just pop everything, kill them as fast as possible. And obviously I'm confused here, and I do get confused a lot here. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay, make a beeline to the next pack right here. These guys can be very annoying, and if it takes too, you have to keep them clumped together, and if you can't kill them quickly, you might want to just restart. Of course, I was an idiot, so I didn't restart when I killed them slowly. So that was really stupid. Okay, so there's, one bunch of guys here. Might be good to kill them. Or you end up with too little progress at the end. Okay, so now I'm just waiting for some cooldowns. Then I'm going to head for the next elite pack right here. Kill that as quickly as possible. Oh, and by the way, I should mention that the key mechanic here to deal with is the fact that you're going to be constantly running out of resource. And the only way to keep up your DPS and not run out of resources is to either alternate or use at the same time the Laws of Valor and the Akkarat's Champion, because that's going to get you, especially the Laws of Valor, whatever it's called, is going to maximize regen of resources and maximize DPS. And yeah, I'm not going to get too much into detail. It's pretty obvious to see what's going on here. Okay, heading for the power pylon. Okay, now what's about to come up here is the trickiest part, and this will make or break the rift. So there's actually 3 elite packs here, or maybe 1 rare pack, 2 elites, whatever. One of them, vile bats. It can be kind of tricky to get them to spawn, and when they do spawn, you got to make sure that all of them come down. And when they do come down, you have to make sure that they don't all fly off all over the place, and you end up, having to run around all around town trying to kill them. Because if that happens, you're done. So the key, and if they don't pop out, you're done with this rift. Just restart. So this is probably the trickiest part of the rift, and I'm not sure what the best way to run is to get them to come out more easily, but I'm sure with more experimentation that could be found out. Okay, so they've come out, and one of them's flying off toward the north. Okay, I got lucky, killed them really quick. And at the same time, those 2 other elite packs, a lot of times you have to rustle them up and it's a real pain in the ass. But this time I got lucky. They were relatively close together. The bile bats died pretty quickly. So this is a very good run so far. And I can't tell you how many times, because I'm really starting to get sleepy now, how many times I confused and, lost sight of, the actual elite, the champion, the big guy. So now I'm just as fast as possible getting to the next floor. Okay, and now I'm going to kill these guys up front. It's just a large clump of enemies. Waiting for some cooldowns to come off so I can actually... So I'm just making use of the time to DPS down some shit. Then I'm going to head down to the pylon. I'm going to try to... Okay, that's a good clump to kill too. Okay, so what's coming up here can also make or break the rift, and that is where there's going to be 2 packs of rares, or champions, whatever they're called. So these blue packs, they're pretty close together, but you want to get the first one as close to the second one as possible. That way you can just get them all together and just kill them as quickly as possible. And if that takes too long, you might want to restart unless you're getting a really good time already. So just killing these guys, pretty large clump of enemies. I'm not 100% decided on whether to kill these guys or not, or whether to skip them, because I feel like they kind of just hold me up too long, and if you get held up too long here, the rares that are over here are not going to move in this direction enough, and they're going to stay up here, chasing you here, so I think these guys could be a waste of time, potentially. Okay, so as soon as I see them, I try to move quickly down here, and now we have 2 all together. Okay, so this was very unfortunate, and this happens many times, mostly due to my own stupidity, and I end up leaving 1 Tomb Guardian at the end to kill. So this probably ended up shaving off at least a few seconds. And I should mention, this entire time I've been playing very badly. I've not been making use of every single little detail to speed up the run. For instance, I probably could have gotten at least 1 or 2 free deaths off of Akkarat Champion. Oh well. Okay, these ones are worth killing. Okay, this can be a little confusing because there's a lot of very tempting looking clumps of enemies, but the ones that are not perfect, I just skip those, but these ones are really good. From here on out, the name of the game is just killing the large clumps of enemies and then just killing as many small guys as possible, rather than trying to kill the elites. But if for some reason the potion was like a power pylon potion and I happen to use it sometime around here, then I would try to kill the blues with it. But it's better to try to save it all for the boss, because if the boss spawns, well, I'll get in that later. Okay, so lots of stuff that's worth killing here, just very dense clusters of enemies. Okay, so here I'm only killing the small guys. I'm not really trying to kill the big guys, although maybe I should have, now that I think about it, because I had the power. But it's too... whatever, it happens so quick anyway. So, this is the key to success right here. In order to, in my opinion, to get really the best time here, or at least a relatively good time, you have to have the power pylon potion power at least on during the boss, and you got to have the Laws of Valor and Akkarat's Champion at the same time, preferably. That way you can kill him really fast, because if you're out of resource and you don't have any regen, he's just going to take forever to die. Okay, so this is a decent confluence of things. I got, all 3 cooldowns on this guy for DPS, and I still have a little bit more of the power pylon, but unfortunately it runs out, and that slows me down probably a few seconds as well. Then over here I get a little extra burst, maybe some crits, some lucky crits, and, combined with the blind shield effect, shield glare, a little extra burst. Okay, so that's a pretty good time. And just taking a look at the rankings here. So there it is, rank 4. And that's probably the highest rank I'm ever going to get in anything in this game. And I really think that the top spot here, 257, I think with optimal play, not only could it be beat, but I think it could be beat by possibly as much as 10 to 20 seconds. Because I've seen things in this rift go very, very right with the right combination of timing, potions, potion powers, and stuff, and certain enemies just not running off and spawning correctly. If everything is done perfectly, executed perfectly, if you use every last inch of the character's ability to shave a second off here and there, I do believe that the rank 1 spot could be beat quite quite handily. But this is probably where I'm going to leave off. Rank 4, 3 minutes 21 seconds.